And yeah, man, keep up the good work, man. I'm like I say, I got like about 4 or 5 channels that as soon as I go to YouTube, I go to them and try to see what they talking about that day. And yours is one of them.
Oh, that's love right there. Likewise, man. Like, it mean a lot coming from you, man, for sure, bro.
Cause I'm cartoon Fire Traveline, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving the homie S.Wiggins the story, you know what I'm saying, as it happens, so people won't think that he just took something and ran with it and made it up. But now anyway, homie, yeah, man, you know, from the beginning of time, you know what I'm saying, Fire Tray and Foe Tray was cool, was joined at the hip, you know what I'm saying? We was real tight, you know what I'm saying? We was both Avalons, you know, you had Foe Tray Avalon, you had Fire Tray Avalon. And we was cool. I mean, you know, we went to elementary school with them cats, went to junior high school with them, high school with them, kicked it with them in their park. They used to come kick in our park. We was ride or die. You know what I'm saying? We brother and brother sets.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing was, back at that time, now the Fighting Broadways, they would come in South Park in our park and kick it too. So you know, a lot of times, you know, they was there. So in 1979. When the Foe Trays and the Fighting Broadways fell out with the war, you know what I'm saying, it kind of put Five Tray in a position. Now, which is cold. Now, here it is. We was down with the Foe Trays. We weren't down with the Fighting Broadways. We weren't at war with them or anything. It's just they would come kick it in the park, and we would be in the park too. So now, when once them and the Foe Trays went to war, every time the Foe Trays would come down to South Park and kick it, would try to kick it with us, they would get into it with the Fighting Broadways. Now in 79, 80, you know what I'm saying, the Foe Trays, they weren't really that strong as what the Broadways were at that time. You know what I'm saying? So you know, a lot of times the Broadways would kind of get the upper hand, and every time they kept fighting. But the thing was, you know what I'm saying, we as Five Trays, we didn't help. You know what I'm saying? And they would wonder about it. They was like, you know, we call ourselves letting it be head up, get down, and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, they were East Side Trays, Avalons, just like we were. And we should have got in that. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't. So that's what made the Foe Trays eventually say, well, you know what? If y'all not ride with us the way y'all supposed to, and we both Avalons, there's no need for us to be Avalons. We need to be our own thing. So that's a lot of people be wondering why the Foe Trays stopped being Avalons, and they was like, okay, well look, y'all not riding with us, so we don't even want to be the same thing y'all are. And then around that time, you know, our young homies start getting into like, you know, little verbal and slight altercations at school and up and down the street. So as time went on, they said, you know what, bump this. We ain't Avalons no more. And that's when they went through a couple of years of trying to figure out their own identity. They put several different names on the end of Foe Tray, and until in the end they said, you know what, we're just gonna be Foe Tray GC, and they stuck with that. And so around the late 80s and the early 90s, they little homies and our little homies started getting into a lot of like fist fights and stuff, to the point to where we older homies would try to, you know, keep it down to a minimum, but we could tell it was getting out of hand, because like we would pile up a car full of our little homies and take them down there to their park and you know what I'm saying, let them youngsters call each other out, whoever was having problems. So they started, you know, we were going through that situation for a minute, trying to keep it like that, until it started getting to the point to where the disrespect started getting wrote on the walls, with us both being Trays and us, you know, both said really, you know, respecting the trait. Mm-hmm. You know, homies would cross out the 4, and then sometimes they would cross out the 5. Oh. So now when it got to that point, we were on our, that's when we knew one day, I knew myself, I was even telling my homie, but I knew myself, I say, look homie, we finna go to war with these cats. I see it coming. I'm telling y'all, I see it coming. It is what it is. Now, back then, you know, I had a mentality of, hey, man, strike first. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know, at meetings and stuff, homies would be like, well, cuz we don't know. So we tried to keep pushing past that. And so around the time as the 80s was coming in, that's when they homeboy Burt Train got out and started the dope clique called Third World.
Oh.
So now, when Burt Train started Third World, you know what I'm saying? You know, dope bring money. Money bring dudes, and dudes bring women. So now, with them having their own little, like real prominent, it was real prominent dope clique back in the 80s. They start getting money. They start, you know what I'm saying, doing things, you know, brawls coming around, and they started recruiting. You know, when that happened, you know, your recruitment gonna step up. Dudes want to be a part of this group that's having money. And so now it started getting to the point where they younger homies were starting to get deeper than our younger homies. And which to us was, you know, was something new, because, you know, 5 Trey always been deeper than 4 Trey as far as manpower went. So so now when that started happening, they decided, well, they didn't like the borderlines of our set. The borderline have always been Vernon. On one side of Vernon was the 4 Treys. On the other side of Vernon was the 5 Treys. But now, of course, 5 Treys, we always been bigger than them. You know, we go from Vernon to Slauson. That's like saying 5 Trey go from 45th Street all the way to 58th Street. All that's our turf. And so now here it is. They figure, well, look, they a 50s gang. Why do they have 46, 47, 48, and 49? And so that's what they decided they was going to push past Vernon and start occupying them streets. And they did. They started coming over there. They opened up dope spots. And street like 47 to 48 started being heavily occupied by them, because them opening up dope spots. But now, you know, the little homies that was out and around was like, no, cuz, what's going on with this? You know what I'm saying? They coming in the hood, selling dope and setting up shop like this they hood. And so we knew this was their idea. One day we seen them right on the wall, 4 Trey dash 678. So they saying 46, 47 to 48 belong to them. That's when the homies put their foot down and like, no, cuz, no, they tripping. So now that's when the whack out started, and that's when dudes got to the point where, you know what, ain't no need to you know, even play with it no more. And the homies got, you know, the homies did their thing. You know what I'm saying? We dropped one of their homies, one of their G homies, and the war been on ever since then, and that happened in about 93.
All right.
And ever since then, the war has been going back and forth, hot and heavy. I'm talking about real hot and heavy. And at one time, they hated Avalon so bad, which they still do, is they had like they G homies that was getting out the pen that had been gone for years and years, that was still 4 Trey Avalon. They was getting out the pen, and when they come back to their hood, them youngsters was jumping on them because they didn't want to stop saying they was Avalon. So they literally jumped on their G homies, and they G homies came down there to us and were like, cuz, what's up? Man, them fools down there tripping, man. They just packed me out. They woo, 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 woo. Like, for what? Because I told them I'm 4 Trey Avalon. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of the homies like, oh, cuz, you know, yeah, it's a thing then. And so I can see, from 93, it just been on. It been on back and forth. So, of course, with Avalon going to war with the 4 Treys, it automatically meant that we started going to war with the 4 Deuces too, because the 4 Treys and the 4 Deuces had always been together. But now the 4 Deuces always been just gangster Crip. They never been Avalon or anything like that. But them and the 4 Treys was cool. So we went on and just lumped the 4 Treys and the 4 Deuces into one and just started giving it to both sets. And then both sets started trying to give it to us. And so that went on for a minute. As years went by and the war just kept getting worse and worse, now you had another set come out called 4-8. You had another set try to come out called 4-8 Gangster Crip. All right, when they first came out, they wanted to be 4-8 Avalon gangsters, because a lot of the dudes who started 4-8, they daddies was already from 5 Trey Avalon. And so they wanted to be Avalon, but they wanted to be their own street. They wanted to be 4-8 Avalon. But the cold part about this is a lot of homies didn't agree on it, because where they was trying to set up shop was still in 5 Trey Avalon hood. And the homies like, no, everything here is 5 Trey. All y'all can turn 5 Trey, but they didn't want that. So, you know, words got heated back and forth, and the homies ended up jumping on them. You know what I'm saying? Running them back to their little set, whatever they was at. So, boom, they like, okay, y'all, that's what it is. So now it was on with them. They didn't like us. They end up coming back, dropping one of the homies. Homies end up dropping one of them. Okay, so now they say, you know what? We with the 4 trays and the 4 deuces. That's when the term 4-pack came about. That's when that was born. They adopted it because the East Coasters had the 6-pack, so they adopted the term 4-pack. And shoot, it been 4-pack against Avalon ever since, back and forth. And you know, it's been our worst war. You got a lot of, you know, we done fell out with a whole bunch of different stuff in LA, but the Avalon 4-tray war, that is it's still going on. It's still going strong.
Worse than East Coast and Bloodstone Villains and.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, back in the day, like in the 70s and early 80s, the main war was 5-tray and the villains. You know what I'm saying? We'd have said because we were deepest in that area, we'd have said that went at it with the villains like that. You know what I'm saying? The 4 trays, as years went by, they started going at them real tough too. But it always been like the villains and 5 trays going to war a lot. The Pueblos, they was there, but like I say, with them being a project set, we would only see them like at school and stuff.
But at one point in the 90s, the 4 trays did approach the Avalons like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We used to be cool, man. We used to have love for each other, bro. We used to be homies, man. Let's go on and squash it. And that's no disrespect to them. You know, I'm not trying to call them soft or nothing like that. But, you know, they realized, hey, man, let's go on and come together, bro. I hate the word ultimatum, but, yeah, in a way, the Avalons kind of gave them an ultimatum. Well, you want to squash this thing, stop supporting the East Coast and stop hanging with them and all that. Stop, you feel me? Stop associating with the East Coasters. But the 4 trays, you know, they turned down the offer and, yeah, it was back on.
And yeah, man, keep up the good work, man. I'm like I say, I got like about 4 or 5 channels that as soon as I go to YouTube, I go to them and try to see what they talking about that day. And yours is one of them.
Oh, that's love right there. Likewise, man. It mean a lot coming from you, man, for sure, bro. For sure, man. Thanks a lot, too, man.
Big shouts out to Big Cartoon, man. Cartoon 1 from Eastside Avalon, man. The village storyteller, bro. Definitely appreciate the big homie, man, for showing me love, hooking it up for me, bro. That's love right there. I told y'all I was finna get it done, man. And well, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Hey, if you don't like, sharing, comment, and subscribe after this, you's a bitch. Dear homies, I'm out of here. Wiggins!